Now, on to one of the biggest internationals in world football, Argentina versus Brazil. How do you see this going, Steve? Because Brazil are sitting proudly on top of the group. Argentina have, let's say, had quite a checkered time under new boss Maradona.
Yes,
You know, the legend of the football is no longer being the legend of the manager.
Absolutely. How many times have we said that and seen that? I mean, it's a complete misnomer, isn't it, that great players make great managers, because invariably they don't.
He's fallen out with a couple of the squad as well.
Yeah, clearly things aren't going according to plan. They are fourth in a very, very precarious position.
And in a very tight group at that time.
In a very tight group with, I think there's approximately 4 or 5 games to go. This is an absolute, I mean, Brazil's sitting pretty. You know, they're 7 points ahead of the 5th place side. They will qualify, there's no doubt about that. This is a game that they certainly won't want to lose, but this is a game that Argentina must win.
It's a must-win game because looking in just behind them, all played 14 games, Ecuador 2 points behind. Now, you know, there's a chance here that if they, of course, do get Ecuador, do win and Argentina don't, they could leapfrog them.
It's the thing here as well is that normally it's Brazil that get themselves in problems, and Argentina who qualify easily. You know, so many times we've seen in the past, Brazil have sort of like three quarters of the way through, they've looked in trouble, and then they've just kicked on and made sure they've qualified. I watched the last time that Argentina beat Brazil, and boy did they get into them. They played Brazil like it was like an English side, where they got wide in, they left a bit on them. It was like watching you tackling those discos when you're drunk, Jace. Bang! They left a bit on them every time. They didn't allow them to play. They worked extremely hard. They were well organised. Whether or not they'll be like that under Maradona, I don't know. I'm hoping they are, because their last game was a win away in Russia. There aren't too many teams that can go to Russia and beat them. So I'm hoping they're in good form. I hope they're at it. And if they are, I'm hoping they'll be good enough to beat Brazil.
Well, there's no love lost between these two sides, and Brazil would love nothing more than to push Argentina, put them right under a bit of pressure. So despite the fact that Argentina are top and safe, and we know they're going to qualify, they would love to have a real part in nailing that coffin shut, wouldn't they, in Argentina?
They certainly would. As you say, Brazil, if they were to beat Argentina, will put them under significant pressure with regards to qualifying. So yes, that is a feather in their cap. But on the other hand, I can't help thinking that, you know, the Argentina's obviously need is greater than Brazil's, and I'm just looking at a little bit of value here, and I'm just looking at the way that Argentina have got a decent record against Brazil, you know, particularly over the last 10 years. So I'm going to go for, I know you disagree with me, I'm going to go for Argentina here at 6-5 to win this game. I think that, you know, it's very much a case that their needs are greater than Brazil's.
And so basically because of that, because they need to win, it's a game they cannot afford.
No, they can't.
I mean, a draw, what about the draw?
A draw would certainly suit Brazil. I think Brazil would, if you said
they take that now. They take the draw now.
Whereas Argentina probably wouldn't, because that still leaves them, if Ecuador win their game, then they go level with Argentina. So this is, for me, this is a game that Argentina must win. It'll be a fantastic atmosphere, a proper game. I do take your point, you make some very valid points, but I'm just going to go for Argentina because their need is greater than Brazil's.
Okay, bet one, Argentina 6-5 against Brazil. Your second bet, you don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game?
I don't.
You're going to go for
no,
under 2?
No, I'm going to go for this because I think there's a bit of value, because we always associate Brazil with a lot of goals. But this is a totally different game to any other that Brazil will play in the world. You know, whether or not they're going to be allowed to play that expansive football, whether or not, you know, Argentina will let them knock the ball around, I don't think so.
What about the quality of the game? You expect a high quality game?
I do. I think it'll be a high quality game, although I do think that both these sides will at some stage or another, you know, they possibly might cancel each other out because they're that good. I don't think it's because, you know, you've got two poor sides. It'll be because you've got two very, very good sides. So I do think this will be extremely close. I don't see a lot of goals in it, and I just think that under 2.5 goals at 10 to 11, it's probably double. It's probably 10 to 11 over 2.5 and 10 to 11 under. We're going for this because I think this is a safe option. I think it'll be a very, very tight game.
Huge match. A game Argentina obviously can ill afford to lose. Okay, just to recap those bets. The first bet, Argentina 6-5. This bet 2 is under 2.5 goals. That's 10 to 11. You're watching the Bet Republic International Football Show with me, Jason Cundy, and him, Steve Claridge. Set up the profile, join in the banter, post photos and videos. Just go to the website for that. If you want to make a few bets with us, click on the Bet UK link on the site.